Nervous Gwen Stefani flubs lyrics during The Voice finale's performance and walks off stage in scene cut from show. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Despite nearly 30 years in the music industry, the pop icon's nerves appear to still get the best of her on stage. Gwen Stefani appeared extremely nervous before flubbing the lyrics to her performance during a tense moment that was cut from The Voice finale, an insider told the U.S. Sun. The coach was noticeably upset after having to halt the performance due to her blunder and even walked off stage for a minute to collect herself before the show continued. Part 1 of the two-part season 26 finale of The Voice, which aired Monday night, showcased Gwen's finalist Sydney Sterlais, 16, as she sang two show-stopping numbers. While the conclusion of the season is being advertised as completely live tonight, there were moments that aired on Tuesday's finale that were actually taped on Monday, an eyewitness at the studio told the U.S. Sun. Gwen, 55, pre-taped a whimsical duet with her finalist Sydney to the Cat Stevens classic Wild World. The No Doubt singer wore a crystal-encrusted white and silver skirt and matching crop top with silver Christian Louboutin boots. Crying COSH. AANAEFLOP. The Voice fans slam monotone performances in underwhelming finale. Though the performance was not live, Gwen appeared noticeably nervous as she paced around the stage and even seemed to say a little prayer before one began to film, an eyewitness claimed. She kicked the song off and needed to heavily rely on a teleprompter to sing the correct lyrics. However, just about 20 seconds into the song, Gwen was off with her timing and missed some of the lyrics. She apologized as she halted the performance, forcing the entire crew to have to reset the lighting and stage pieces. Gwen appeared frustrated and even stepped away for a second to gather herself before returning to the stage. Though it was relatively low stakes given it's pre-recorded, Gwen was very on edge and shaky at first. She looked really nervous before performing, which most likely led to the mistake. She was able to recover well though, the source added. Meanwhile, Sydney maintained her composure and professionalism, standing on the stage while waiting for her coach to be ready. Gwen Stefani shows off-toned stomach in crop top and ageless face after fans say star looks unrecognizable on The Voice. The pair ended up deading the hit beautifully during the second take, and even filmed the song a third time for good measure. After the third take, Gwen looked elated and hugged Sydney before the pair walked off stage together. Fans may be surprised that aspects of the show are not in fact live, as it is shown as one continuous finale when it aired on NBC. The two bad takes were not shown on Tuesday night. Part 1 of The Voice's season 26 finale aired on Monday and Part 2 concluded during tonight's three-part extravaganza. Joining Gwen's finalists, Sydney, this season are Danny Joseph for Team Reba and Jeremy Belote for Team Snoop Dogg. Michael Bublé, who is making his The Voice debut this season, is the only coach to have two singers in the finale, being represented by Sofronio Vasquez and Shai. Each contestant is hoping they have done what it takes to be crowned champion to win the coveted $100,000 and a recording contract. On Monday for Part 1 of the finale, each artist performed twice in the episode. The Voice season 27 many coaches in its various seasons. Some stay on for a while others only stay for one season. Here is who will be coaching season 27 in 2025. They each crooned a ballad and also performed an up-tempo number. Although season 26 is coming to an end, season 27 has already filmed blind auditions and isn't far away. The 27th season of The Voice is set to premiere on February 3, 2025 on NBC. Michael Bublé will be returning early next year to coach a new group of singers, with the rest of the panel, Reba, Snoop, and Gwen sitting this one out. Suspect Ian May Eskid. Ish Brik. Joining Michael for the 27th season is country artist Kelsea Ballerini, who will be making her coaching debut. John Legend will also be back, as well as the long-awaited return of one of the original coaches, Adam Levine. The stage of The Voice finale was alive with electric energy. The pulsating rhythm of the live band filled the studio, echoing through the massive space and blending with the cheers of an audience who had waited all season for this grand culmination. The night promised unforgettable performances, emotional moments, and the crowning of the next great musical star. Yet, amid the glittering spectacle, one of the show's most shocking moments would come not from the competitors, but from one of the judges themselves, Gwen Stefani. Gwen, a veteran in the music industry and a beloved coach on the show, had been glowing in her glittering gold ensemble, Her excitement was palpable as she prepared to perform one of her biggest hits for the adoring crowd. Her team of contestants who had hum on her every word throughout the season cheered her on from the sidelines. This performance was meant to be a highlight of the night, a celebration of her legacy and her team's journey. But something felt off even before she stepped on stage. Backstage, Gwen had been unusually quiet. The normally effervescent pop star, known for her infectious energy and confidence, seemed uncharacteristically nervous. She paced in her dressing room, glancing repeatedly at the lyric sheet in her hand. "Are you okay?" one of the producers asked cautiously, noticing her unsteady demeanor. "Yeah, I'm fine, Jess. A lot of pressure," Gwen replied with a tight smile. She waved off the concern, but the tremor in her voice hinted otherwise. As the lights dimmed and the host announced her name, Gwen took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. The crowd erupted in applause, their enthusiasm unbridled as the opening chords of her song, "Holla Back Girl," began to play. Gwen started confidently, the familiar swagger in her voice resonating through the room. But then it happened. A slight stumble on the lyrics. She sang, this my style?" Her voice faltered and her face visibly tightened as she struggled to regain her composure. The band, consummate professionals, kept playing, hoping she'd push through. The audience hesitated, their cheers softening into murmurs as they sensed something wasn't right. Gwen's hand went to her face, her expression a mix of embarrassment and panic. Her voice wavered further as she attempted the next verse, but the words came out jumbled. The bright spotlight seemed to grow harsher with every second, amplifying her discomfort. "I'm sorry," she muttered into the microphone, her voice barely audible over the music. Without warning, she turned and walked briskly off stage, leaving the audience and her fellow judges stunned. The scene immediately cut to commercial. As the cameras went dark, the studio erupted in confusion. Backstage, producers scrambled to figure out what had happened. Gwen's fellow judges, Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend, rushed to her dressing room, their faces etched with concern. Gwen sat on the plush couch, her head in her hands. Her golden outfit, once sparkling under the stage lights, now seemed to weigh her down. "Gwen, are you okay?" Kelly asked. "I don't know what happened," Gwen said, her voice shaky. "I just completely blanked." Blake, her husband and fellow judge, put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Hey, it happens to everyone. You're Gwen Stefani, for crying out loud. Nobody's going to hold this against you." "I've performed that song 1,000 times, Gwen said, shaking her head. "How could I mess it up tonight, on live TV?" John chimed in, his tone calm and supportive. "Gwen, you're human, and you're under a lot of pressure. People will understand." But Gwen couldn't shake the embarrassment. She had prided herself on her professionalism and stage presence. To falter in such a public way felt like a blow to her carefully cultivated image. Producers huddled to decide how to handle the situation. The live broadcast had to go on, but Gwen's abrupt exit had left a glaring gap in the show's flow. The decision was made to edit out her performance for the later West Coast airing, replacing it with a pre-recorded montage of highlights from the season. Social media, however, was already abuzz. Clips of Gwen's stumble and her walk-off quickly went viral. Fans and critics alike speculated on what might have caused her uncharacteristic behavior. Some offered words of support, while others were less forgiving. "Even icons have their off days," one fan tweeted, accompanied by a heart emoji. Another post read, "Gwen Stefani's walk-off was the most dramatic moment of the season. Hope she's okay." However, not all comments were kind. "Professional performers should know their lyrics. That was embarrassing," one harsh critic wrote. The next morning, Gwen took to social media to address the incident. In a heartfelt video posted to her Instagram, she explained what had happened. "Hey everyone," she began, her tone raw but steady. "I just wanted to talk about what happened last night on The Voice. First of all, I'm so sorry to anyone who was disappointed by my performance. I was really excited to sing for you all, but I let my nerves get the best of me." She paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. "Sometimes, even after all these years in the industry, the pressure can still get overwhelming. Last night was one of those times. I'm only human and I hope you can forgive me." Her honesty struck a chord with fans. Messages of support flooded the comments section. "We love you no matter what, Gwen," one fan wrote. Another commented, "It takes courage to admit when you're struggling. You're an inspiration." In the weeks following the finale, Gwen opened up more about the experience in interviews. She revealed that she had been dealing with personal challenges and had put immense pressure on herself to deliver a flawless performance. "I think sometimes we forget that it's okay to not be perfect," she said during an appearance on The Tonight Show. That moment on stage was a reminder for me, and hopefully for others, that vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's what makes us real. Gwen's candidness only deepened her connection with her fans. Her stumble on the Voice finale, rather than tarnishing her legacy, became a testament to her authenticity and resilience. And as she returned to the studio to record new music, she carried with her a renewed sense of purpose. Not to chase perfection, but to embrace the beauty of imperfection. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.